In this world filled with distractions, material possessions, and countless illusions of success, it is often forgotten that true love, loyalty, and devotion do not arise from the wealth someone possesses or the positions they hold in society, but rather from the depth of their character, the sincerity of their intentions, and the gentleness of their heart. Because a good woman isn't interested in your money or your status. She is not fascinated by the labels you wear, the car you drive, or the size of your bank account. Instead, she seeks something much deeper, something lasting, something that goes far beyond temporary material comfort. She seeks authenticity, honesty, respect, compassion, and the kind of love that cannot be bought, traded, or faked. When you meet a truly good woman, you will quickly realize that her values are built upon a foundation of meaningful connection, emotional safety, and genuine companionship. Because while the world may constantly chase after external validation and material displays, she is looking inward, toward the essence of who you are when no one is watching, toward the whispers of your soul, toward the kindness you show not only to her, but also to strangers, to family, to friends, and even to those who can give you nothing in return. Because in her eyes, the measure of man's worth is not determined by his wallet, but by the purity of his intentions and the way he carries himself when tested by life storms. Psychology tells us that people who chase material gain as the sole foundation of relationships often fall into cycles of emptiness, dissatisfaction, and constant comparison. Because material wealth, no matter how large, can never provide emotional intimacy, trust, or spiritual connection. And this is why a good woman places no weight on status. She knows that status is temporary, that power fades, that money can vanish overnight. But the heart of a man, the way he listens, the way he supports, the way he remains loyal and consistent, these are the things that cannot be stolen by time or circumstance. And these are the things that she treasures above all else. A good woman understands that relationships are not transactions. They are bonds of the soul, built through patience, through sacrifice, through small, everyday acts of love and kindness. She would rather sit with you on the floor in a humble home full of laughter than stand in a palace filled with emptiness. She would rather share silence with you in moments of struggle than hear empty promises spoken over luxury dinners. And this is not because she is blind to the reality of financial stability, but because she knows money alone cannot build trust. Money cannot heal wounds. Money cannot replace loyalty. And money cannot buy the comfort of knowing someone truly loves you for who you are and not for what you have. History and literature alike are filled with reminders of this truth. Countless stories reveal how people with riches and fame often remain lonely because the hearts surrounding them are attracted to wealth and not to the person. Yet those who build relationships rooted in authenticity, humility, and respect experience a richness that money could never offer, a richness of joy, of intimacy, of peace, of unwavering companionship. And this is what psychology calls intrinsic value, the value of one's being that cannot be measured in dollars or social status, but only in the depth of emotional connection. A good woman seeks commitment. She seeks time. She seeks the little details that prove your love is not fleeting. She cherishes consistency, the good morning messages, the effort to listen when she speaks, the willingness to stand by her side when life tests her. She knows that words may sound sweet, but actions reveal truth. And this is why she places more worth on loyalty and presence than on flashy gestures that fade with time. Because love, in its purest form, is not about what you can buy. It is about what you can build together. Think about this. When people reach the end of their lives, they rarely say they wish they had bought more cars or built higher walls of wealth. Instead, they often say they wish they had spent more time with the people they love, that they had been more present, more authentic, more kind. And this is a perspective a good woman carries with her every single day. She understands that life is fragile, that moments are fleeting, that tomorrow is never promised. So she values presence. She values sincerity. She values the simple but priceless things that many overlook while chasing material illusions. Psychology further suggests that genuine bonds are formed not in times of luxury, but in times of difficulty, because true love is revealed when challenges arrive, when resources are scarce, when emotions are raw, and when the mask of perfection fades. And this is why a good woman observes carefully. She is less concerned with how you act when you are winning, and more concerned with how you respond when you're losing, when things go wrong, when patience is required, because it is in those moments that character is revealed and loyalty is tested. She knows that a man who values her heart above his pride, who chooses kindness over ego, who chooses respect over dominance, who chooses honesty over deception, is a man worth building a life with, and no amount of money or status can replace that kind of devotion, because money cannot buy respect, money cannot buy loyalty, money cannot buy the sacred bond of trust, and once these are broken, no material gift can repair them. For love is not a business deal, it is a journey of souls, intertwined. Quotes remind us of this timeless truth. A good woman doesn't want a perfect man. She just wants a man who will try, who will love her, who will respect her, and who will never give up on her. And this is the heart of the matter, because the essence of love lies not in perfection, but in effort, not in wealth, but in willingness, not in luxury, but in loyalty. And psychology supports this by proving that consistent small acts of love and commitment matter far more for long-term relationship satisfaction than grand but inconsistent gestures. So, when you look for love, remember this. A good woman will never ask what you can buy her. She will ask how you will treat her. She will never measure your worth by your possessions, but by the respect you show her and the honesty with which you speak. She will never be impressed by status if it is not matched with humility, because her heart is not swayed by the illusions of power. It is swayed by the reality of your actions. And while the world may chase status, she is wise enough to know that love without respect is empty, loyalty without action is meaningless, and life without authentic connection is incomplete. Always cherish such a woman, because in a society where materialism often overshadows authenticity, where appearances often outweigh character, and where people are too often measured by their bank accounts rather than their humanity, finding a good woman who values time, loyalty, love, and commitment over money and status is a blessing beyond measure, a gift that cannot be replaced, and a treasure that should never be taken for granted. Because when everything else fades, wealth, fame, possessions, it is her presence, her loyalty, and her love that will remain by your side, steady and true until the very end.